Good morning, folks, and I'd like to welcome you here to the Steve Comic Express on a Wednesday edition. 45 degrees. Well, actually not. I bet you it's in the 30s, but it takes a while for the car to recognize the real temperature. And we'll be at Napolitano's Brooklyn Pizza. We have Jenna Trudell from the hosting us from the John Parada's Comedy Factory this evening. So looking forward to seeing you folks coming out and visit with us today. It's just an open mic, so you're going to get a lot of comics practicing new stuff where we have a lot of fun doing so. Anyway, welcome aboard. ArtistryBySteve.com. Well, we're getting to see, like today we woke up, we heard the gas prices are starting to come down, and they will. You know, they're going to come down, folks. Democrats just get all moist and excited by having America fail. If America fails, loses a war, Americans get killed, gas prices go up, food prices go up, the Democrats rub their hands like a fly, like this, and they're glad to see you in pain because they don't even care if their grandmother dies. They don't care. They shut down the government. They're leaving us unprotected. They don't care. They're only about power. Remember, out of their mouth is a lot of reckless talk, folks. Good morning, Randy. You know, I'm hearing, you know, the space alien James Carville calling him an MF, hoping he drops dead. Very inflammatory words, and everybody on the left is all pushing assassination, killing, hate. You people on the left are nobody I want to be associated with. As a matter of fact, when raising my children, I tell them about people like you to keep away from. You know, you can't, you know, when the government says see something, say something, well, I am. I'm saying something. James Carville, reckless mouth, he should be arrested. Talib, Ilhan Omar, Chuck Schumer, I can go down the line. I'm seeing something and I'm saying something. These people are causing harm to people. If I walked around the school and started talking about, you know, how school children are just nothing but Nazis and trying to create hate against kids who go to school, right? Wouldn't that lead to somebody going into that school and shooting them up? Wouldn't I be the see something, say something person you want to call on? Well, that's why my point, folks. See something, say something. My God, what good is it when the ones who are saying things that's leading to murders and harm to people in our country, and nothing is being done about it? Nothing is being done about it. One has to ask themselves, why even come up with a slogan, see something, say something? Why even come up with it? What's it doing for us when the people telling us to see something, say something are behind the doing the harm, behind the killings, behind everything? I was watching Larry Town Hall on YouTube. Another one, him and Trish Reagan. I love to watch them both. Larry Town Hall and, you know, Trish Reagan. One of the best YouTube channels you can watch. Larry, last night, I was watching a show then, you know, this gender-affirming care thing that they're not allowed to do anymore. Well, now they got them on tape. They got a video. I love video. Video cameras can get very small. They got this guy who is a drag queen in a school department pushing they can't use gender-affirming care. They found another word to use, you know, inclusive something. It's one of these names that they use instead of gender-affirming care, talking about how they'll get your children into, and these are minors, by the way, minors into, you know, puberty blockers and everything without parental consent. and they're providing to minors get ready for this, because it's already popped up. HIV testing. HIV testing, folks. So you telling me the stuff you're pushing, the books who tell you how to have oral, you know what, and anal, you know what? You mean those books there who are in our children's classrooms and they're doing this stuff and now they got HIV? Hepatitis A? Do you understand that lifestyle, what the dangers are? And the adults are doing this to your children without parental consent. You understand that, right? You understand how dangerous this is. Good morning, Nancy. But you want to go on YouTube. Listen to me, folks. Listen. Watch Larry O'Connell Town Hall. Really good. He's a journalist, but and like Trish Reagan used to be on Fox News. These two have extremely popular podcasts on YouTube. Very accurate, all source for you to go and find where they got their information from. All source ratings, references. You want to definitely watch them. You want to add them to your arsenal of listening to people. You want to do that, folks. You definitely want to do that. Because if you don't do that, my dear friends, you're going to get yourself all jammed up. You want to educate yourself, my friends. You want to educate yourself and how to deal with these liberals and the games they're playing and how they harm you. You want to do it. Failure to do that, my dear friends, will leave you in a pickle, let me tell you. So Larry O'Connell Town Hall and Trish Reagan. And by the way, erase from your watch list Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly. You want to erase these from your watch list. They have been infected by a parasite called liberalism. For some reason or other, liberalism has infected their soul. As a matter of fact, I was so shocked to see that Tucker Carlson went full-on anti-Semitic, calling out Jews. I had to listen to it again. So you want to erase them from your watch list. Add Dan Bongino also to your watch list. You know, with the passing of Rush Limbaugh, ladies and gentlemen, we lost a big American hero there. One that gave us so much information. Good morning, Ruth. But with that void, we have three folks working real hard. Between Dan Bongino, Trish Reagan, Larry O'Connell Town Hall. You need to add them to your daily list. And you don't have to watch them live. Watch them when you got a chance. Or children to school. Did you become informed on which school you wanted to send your children to? Which had the best numbers for graduates and what their reading comprehension numbers were and on math and all that? Did you do the hard work of doing all that? I did. That's why my kids went to private Catholic school. Public school or pubic education was not my my avenue, my lane I was sending my children. Why? I did the hard work, folks. I even sat on the diocesan school board several times. I did the hard work. So I want you to do the hard work like you did for your children. And like you do when you buy a car, you walk around and one scratch annoys you. You're not going to buy that car with one scratch on it. Not off the showroom, no. Take it to test ride. Oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. Something's wrong, you're back at the dealer. Hey, you got to fix this. This is brand new. The dealer does everything they can to keep you happy. they want your business again, and they want you to go there for service, because that's the, buy a phone, then pay a monthly bill, while buy a car and pay a bill, causing service and oil changes and the like. Folks, you got to keep yourself informed. So when I gave you those places to listen to, you want, and come here and listen to me too. I don't claim to be smarter than any of those three, no. But what I do is give you one of those little postcards. Those little cards you put in your recipe box. Well, you used to. Now there's Amazon devices and everything to keep your recipes in line. But I always, and I had a priest, a Roman Catholic priest who was a pastor, a Monsignor, who believed that his homily should not be more than what fits on a little card. That's it. And what was good about that, ladies and gentlemen, that you remember the homily because it didn't go beyond 5 minutes. If your homily goes beyond 5 minutes, you've lost everybody, especially when you're not a dynamic personality to keep people engaged. But you want to write these things, ladies and gentlemen, on your little cue cards. You want to make sure you have the knowledge, because you want the education when you go and vote where we're heading. Very, very important. The reckless behavior from the left is reckless to the point where it's jailable, where they need to be in jail. What comes out of their mouths is very, very, very dangerous.
Police reported ahead.
Look at how your friends talk that are liberal. Look how your families talk that are liberal. It's almost like they've been possessed. Liberalism is an illness, my dear friends. Liberalism is an illness. Or liberalism is proof that insanity can be learned. That's true, folks. And remember that. Liberalism is proof that insanity can be learned. Look what happened to Tucker Carlson. A guy who I thought was so brilliant and now has become anti-Semitic. Where did that come from? Megyn Kelly, Miss Bobby Doll, so clever at one time. What happened to her? Why don't the both of them just join The View and smell up the joint? Really, that's what's going on, folks. Is it they found that their numbers are not good, so they have to rattle up the cage a little bit and get people to come? No, liberalism isn't going to bring you more people. It's going to lose you more followers. And as you know, social media has a great payout. Ask me, I'll tell you. Has a great payout, but it takes a lot of work. And not only a lot of work, you need to keep the trust of your listeners. You need to keep the trust of people who follow your page. You need to entertain them. You need to not only entertain them, you need to make them laugh. You need to make them think. You need to make them enjoy what you do. You can't be a one-trick pony. And one day that you leave, that when Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly do this for a living, and I can see how easy it is to do that. Oh, Christ. I can tell you right now how easy it is to do that. If I wanted to, I probably could quit everything I do right now and just do this. But I can tell you how easy it is to do that, folks. But when you lose it and you turn into what becomes of a Tucker Carlson today, that's your bottom line. Are you well off enough that you are willing to erode that monthly payment, that weekly payment, that payment, because that little sign on the wall that said you had 1 million followers from YouTube means absolutely nothing. When you go liberalism, you might as well watch that thing disappear off your wall. Liberalism does not have a following. Liberalism is not a business model. It isn't. I know. I've seen the numbers. Liberalism is not a business model. A lot of these liberals on these stations, like the transition station Ms. Now, who now is a Ms. and not a Mr. And now, and then you got CNN and all them. Those that have podcasts still have their jobs, which means that they need to pay. So they still have their jobs on their daily job, like CNN, MSNBC, NBC, CBS, ABC, all these people. They still have their gigs. But keep in mind, folks, and they have podcasts. So why don't they just leave the network, have the freedom of having a podcast and earn a living? It's because they don't have the following. They're making pittance. Pittance. Look, folks, if you want to make it on social media, there are two ways to do it. Let me educate you. One, if you're a very attractive girl that wants creepy guys to look at you in a miniskirt jumping upside down and on a trampoline and showing all your underwear, you might be a millionaire. Because there are creepy people and do your OnlyFans page and that would actually go to that crap. Either you're that person or you are on the right side of politics. If you're not on the right side of politics, you're going to make $40, $50 on social media. You're going to be under 100. Very simply put, folks. But if you're on the right side of politics, you're going to go far. So if you're entertaining doing a podcast, there are only two roads you can go where it grabs good money. Or if you like to rate products, but have a great following and you give good ratings on products and become affiliates to those products. There's a lot of things. I'm affiliate to several products. See, I use social media in a big way. Here's another big way you could do when you get your podcast up. Want to know another big way? Watch me do it right now. Use my promo code 6MMJUU and you could download Upside. Use that. Start getting paid for pumping gas. Get a bonus the first time you use it. And oh, by the way, when you go and eat to-go food and shopping, you get paid too. And it grows every 2 days. You see it going into your app. It grows. And when it gets to a point where, hey, I want that money, you can move it over to your PayPal, gift card, Amazon, and the like. It never get charged a fee. It's an only app. It's one of the few apps on the App Store or the Apple Store where they pay you to download it. See, folks, this is how simple that is. Megyn Kelly is all over the place on YouTube with some interesting takes, but her support for Tucker Carlson has put a bad taste in my mouth. Want to see more of influencers I like. Like I said, Ruth, like I mentioned in this, listen to me. I will never steer my audience wrong, and they're making tons of money. I'm doing this for a living. Larry O'Connell Town Hall. Watch him. Trish Reagan, again, a woman from Fox. She's also on the financial, but she understands finances, but she's good. Both of these are source reference of everything they do. Use them, and along with Dan Bongino, you got the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, folks. Use them to educate yourself. You be pleasant. And they're not just regular cheerleaders for the right. They are. But hey, they'll call out the right when they're wrong. And that's what I like about them. So you want to involve yourself. You want to involve yourself in watching these people. Add them to your daily arsenal. You do. I'll teach you, folks. Don't worry. I won't lead you astray. I won't lead you astray at all. Well, again, folks, thank you for engaging me on my daily rants. I appreciate it. Love you all. Stay focused, stay educated, and stay away from the liberals. vote Republican in the midterms. Have a nice day, folks.